Well, we are extremely happy with the win. Not satisfied in the sense that we could have played better at times, and there's more basketball ahead of us, but happy to have the first game put away now. And the key for us was our approach. Our approach was outstanding. It's been outstanding all year. But for a team that had not been in this environment, had not been in this type of arena, and I don't just mean the Rose Garden, but the NCAA tournament arena, they handled it very, very well. They came out in an attack mode. They were following the game plan, and we wanted to attack and the break. We wanted to do a great job, as good as we could, of holding this team under their offensive rebound average. We did. We held them under half of that. That was important. But again, it's like so many other things when you haven't done it. The experience of going through it and getting involved and seeing that you can compete in this environment at this level, the guys noticed that. They felt that right away, and it helped carry us throughout the game. And we got a lot of great basketball from a lot of guys, obviously these guys up here. But I thought everybody that went into the game continued to adjust to what had to be done. And it was an excellent victory for us. It's one that we can build on. Certainly, like I said, there's things we have to get better at in a short period of time as we prepare for VCU. But we're very, very happy to have this.
Questions for the student athletes? Over here first.
Stephen Alexander, Portland Tribune. Jordan, what happened for you between the first half and the second half shooting the ball where you really got hot in the second half?
Well, I was just getting open looks for my teammates, whether it was with the ball screen or coming off different, off the ball screens. But, I hit the first shot, so then started feeling a little bit better once I started leaving my hand, and I was able to knock down some shots. But, like I said, I got the majority of my shots from my teammates, just setting good ball screens for me.
Jordan, Mark Smith, Albuquerque Journal. You come from a deep, rich basketball background with your dad playing out in Indiana. How much does it mean to you not just to win, but to win in the fashion you did, where you guys just put on an offensive clinic and looked like old school Indiana basketball?
Yeah, when we play the way that we're capable of playing, moving the ball around, not caring who gets the credit, as long as the ball goes to the basket, and then especially on the defensive end when we're getting steals, deflections, and turning that into our offense, that's when we're playing at our best. And we did a great job of doing that tonight. And like Coach was talking about, it's not just us three up here that played great. Everybody on the team contributed, especially Remy Abel. He came in and really handled the ball as well as we needed him to.
Kevin Bowen, Indiana Daily student. Wendell McKinnis only had 10 shot attempts. He had been averaging like 15 or 16. How important was limiting his touches tonight?
It was very important. He said some things in a press conference earlier that were a little questionable, so we took it upon ourselves to make sure he didn't get those touches. He said something about no mammal can guard him or something like that, and so I guess Victor's not human. I don't know what's going on.
Cody, Dustin DePierac, Bloomington Herald-Times. You guys obviously went into this game knowing you had to keep him off the glass. Just how important was it, and just what it mean to you guys to hold him to 23 rebounds and only 7 on the offensive glass?
That was huge for us. They get a lot of offensive rebounds. They get to the free throw line quite a bit. That was 2 of the biggest keys. And, I think it prepared us playing good rebounding teams in the Big Ten, like Michigan State, teams like that. So, I think that was a big key for us tonight, and I think we did a fairly good job of that.
Cody, Conor O'Gara, Indiana Daily student. You had 6 steals tonight. That's a Big Ten. I think it's a Big Ten NCAA record. They said most steals in a game for an IU player since Quinn Buckner in 1976. Just talk about that and basically just getting in the passing lanes tonight.
Yeah, I felt like I was quicker than their big guys. They were probably a little bit stronger, but I just tried to use my quickness to when they were passing inside and try to get some deflections. But I just tried to be active.
Jordan, in the first half when you weren't necessarily putting a lot of points on the board, what was your mindset like to set you up for the second half that you had?
In the first half, I was just trying to take what the defense was giving me, and I was trying to hit my teammates when they were open. We got a lot of backdoor cuts and just moving the ball around. So I didn't feel like I needed to force up any shots, and none of us really need to do that if we keep moving the ball like we did in the first half. So from my standpoint, that's really what I was looking at, is just getting the ball where it needed to be and running the plays and executing them.
Cody, your first NCAA tournament game, what was it like for you? Did anything catch you by surprise, or was it pretty much just like any other game this season?
Yeah, I mean, it was the first NCAA game for all of us, but I think once we got out there, we just realized that it was basketball, so we just tried to play our game, and just glad we come out with a win.
Anything further in the back?
Will, Tim Novotny, KCBY. The head coach of New Mexico State said he noticed at one point, and I think some people watching noticed their team splintering, getting a little chippy with each other. Did you guys notice that? And if so, did you get any energy, feed anything off of that, seeing that they were starting to turn on themselves a little bit?
I personally did not recognize that, no. I don't really remember. I don't think any of us do, but you know, we really had the same mindset throughout the game. You know, we kind of feed off our own energy and our own plays. So I personally did not see it, no, but, you know.
Cody, with about 5 minutes left, they had trimmed the lead to, I think it was about 11, and you started to attack the hole, and you really dribbled in from the perimeter. Did you get in kind of that attack mode later in the game when, you know, maybe you weren't necessarily doing that earlier on?
Yeah, I mean, in the first half, they were, you know, everyone was watching me when I caught it in the post, so I was trying to find other guys. But there, I just tried to be aggressive and, you know, get to the free throw line or get my shot. But I just tried to be aggressive, like you said.
Anything further questions? All right, thanks, guys. You're excused, and we'll now take questions for Coach.
Coach Ken Bykoff, Inside Indiana. You had early in the game noticed that New Mexico State would come down, call a play, and immediately the bench was calling the play to it. Just talk about the preparation that you guys did and your assistants.
Well, again, the coaches deserve the credit because they work so hard. I mean, and that's what it's been like here getting ready for the next game. We've hardly seen Tim Buckley since we've been here, other than at practice, because he's been preparing for Wichita State and VCU, and Steve McLean and Benny Seltzer was the lead on this, and they did a fantastic job. I mean, just fantastic. All our video people, I mean, we started right away on Sunday night, and what we have is a team that they really do respect preparation. They understand that it works for them, and we don't try to inundate them. But we try to get their attention, and they absorb it very, very well. And communication is not just what's said on the court; it's also the bench. And our bench energy. Ever since Jim Harbaugh has been on the bench, our bench energy's gone up that much more. So, bottom line is everybody's got a role in our team. You know, whether they're playing or whether they're not, and it's their job to max it out. And I thought our guys did an excellent job of that tonight.
Coach Phil Orban from WRSC in Richmond. Speaking of that preparation, the VCU Rams play a little bit different stylistically than maybe some other teams you've seen. I was wondering if the short time to prepare changes anything or provide
well, we feel good about our short-term preparation, and obviously I don't know the VCU staff, but obviously they must feel pretty good about theirs too based on what they did last year. So it's just that way, and our guys have been in some quick turnarounds. We had one recently where we played Minnesota on a Sunday afternoon on the road, came home and played Michigan State on a Tuesday night. The bottom line is, in a situation like this, there's some physical to it, but it's just much more mental and retention and just seeing how it applies to you. So, I mean, it's, you know, I'm looking forward to being up late. I know our coaches are too. We won't have our players up too late, but they pick it up quick. And the biggest thing that we will see that's been different, because we've played a lot of different teams, a lot of different styles, VCU's full court pressure is the real deal. And so that's probably not something we see on a nightly basis, obviously, in the Big Ten. We have seen it. But that'll be the biggest adjustment that we have to make in a short period of time outside of us getting, you know, learning their sets and their concepts and things like that.
Coach, can you talk about, just how good of a shooter Jordan is for you guys?
Well, Jordan is an excellent shooter, and we have some other ones. Matt Roth is shooting 59% in our league, and he didn't even play that much tonight. Jordan did a great job of taking the right reads, seeing what the defense was giving him. We had a chance in the first half to maybe put the hammer down a little bit more, and we didn't. We gave up some baskets. We were a little quick with a couple of shots. Jordan was a part of that. There was a little bit too much dribbling, not as much ball reversal and movement and body movement. And Jordan took the challenge. He took the challenge defensively when they were attacking him and did a better job, especially when he went zone. But he just continued to absolutely have great confidence on the offensive end. And we're used to that with him. We really are. We did a three-point shooting drill the other day that we do numerous times throughout the year. And I'll give you an example of how hard this is. Steve Novak, I coached at Marquette. He's one of the best shooters in the NBA, let alone somebody I've coached. And the most he'd ever made in this drill was 72. Well, Jordan averages about 74. The other day he made 85 in 5 minutes. That's with one ball, one rebounder. And we had some other guys. We had 4 other guys break 70 in the University of Portland gym. That's when I started to feel pretty good about our team being out here because, a lot of times your shot doesn't travel. Your defense and your rebounding do, but when you've got enough good shooters, somebody's going to find a way, and tonight was Jordan's night. And I thought Christian did a great job of establishing his shooting early on in this game. Christian Watford was excellent tonight. Excellent. Got very little rest. Victor Oladipo did excellent things, and they've mentioned Remy. So when you've got numerous guys that can shoot the ball and can space the floor, there's going to be times where somebody really takes off, and tonight Jordan did that. One ball, one rebounder, don't touch anybody else's ball, and you just move around the perimeter. Don't take a shot from the same spot twice, and it's on one end. And it's a great focus and concentration drill. There's conditioning in it. We do it at the end of practice, and it was amazing. And we've had one guy break 80. We had 2 guys break 80 the other day. 5 minutes.
Coach Dustin DePierre, Bloomington Herald-Times. You talked a lot coming into this about their ability to get to the foul line. They only shoot 10 free throws tonight. Just what did you guys do just to defend without fouling and not sending to the line?
Well, it was awareness, it was positioning, it was technique, it was our guys moving their feet. I thought we had great verticality in the post, which was our whole thing was attack on offense, have verticality on defense, and block out like crazy. And we did that to cut them in half on the offensive boards. Now, they shot a very good percentage, and they got too many layups, but to keep them off the foul line and to keep them off the second chance board the way that they had been, those were the keys to the game. So, again, positioning, technique, awareness were just absolutely crucial for us not putting this team into the bonus and allowing them to live on the foul line because you can see they have very good foul shooters.
Coach Green, Randy McClure, Rush the Court. You've been there now 4 years, and this is the first NCAA tournament game you guys have had since you've been there. Can you reflect for just a moment about how far you guys have come winning an NCAA tournament game and what it means for you guys?
Well, I think when I look up at the crowd, and catch a glimpse of, my family, our families. I've got some good friends here, Tony La Russa and Dick Strong. I catch a glimpse of them, and I think then it hits you just for a brief moment that this is really, really special. It really is. We've been through so much to get to this point that it's hard to spend a lot of time reflecting on it. I guess I have the last couple of weeks with some interviews, but we've all learned a great deal. Everybody is better. It didn't seem like it at the time, but everybody is better for what we had to endure. I have no question I'm a better coach. The most important thing to me is that I'm a better Christian, and I think our guys. And I look at Verdell Jones, and I look at the selflessness of him, looking at all that he's done as a player and all the points that he's scored, to be like a coach for me tonight, for us tonight, and to be talking to Remy and Jordan and to be emphatic with things that he sees. Now that, I can reflect on that. Those are the kind of things that really lead you to believe that this program's been through a lot, we're better for it, and we're just getting started.
Tom, it seemed like the deflections number was high tonight. Do you know what it was?
32 at half, which was crucial. It was 20 in the first 8-9 minutes, which was absolutely paramount. because the last thing we wanted to do was let them establish pace. And we wanted to be active. We knew we were giving up something in size. We knew we were giving up something in quickness. I think you saw that. I mean, Mullings is the plus-minus of Mullings being in the game, and we could never really get it to a point where he wasn't a factor. But they're a different team when he's playing well, and that's why they made such a comeback. And he might be a freshman that doesn't shoot a lot of three-point shots, but we don't see guys that get to the rim like that. I told him that after the game. But to be active, and I thought our activity picked up, even though our deflections weren't as high in the second half, our activity picked up because our ball pressure got better, especially on the ball. We were letting the ball in the post too easy, and they've got great size. So they were making too easy of a catches, and we weren't getting our dig down there fast enough. But our activity was a huge part of us getting our break going and being able to establish we were going to run inside of this game early, middle, and late.
Coach, during the day today, did you notice any difference in the way the guys were approaching the game? Was there more nervous, or did they just approach it like they always do?
No. One of the coaches thought they might have been a little tight when they were stretching, but no, not at all. These guys have been excellent. They know when it's business time. I mean, they really do. And we just talked before the game about, I said the most nervous I was all year was what are we going to do when we got to Evansville? How are we going to play? And I said, my body and head and stomach were moving in such directions, and we come up, we get 51 points. I said, we beat 3 teams away from home that are in the NCAA tournament. I said, it's a whole new deal, but you know what? We've been in deals like this for a long time. And we can't do anything about what we don't know. Let's go do something about what we do know. And that's how we needed to play. But they were ready to go. There was nobody in the corner. Now, we had a couple guys under the weather, but they got over it, and they played right through it. I'm really proud of them.
Coach, you talked about the deflections before. Just, Cody had 6 steals tonight. Talk about what made him successful on the defensive end tonight.
We had 14 deflections, which is even bigger than the steals. Jordan had the points. He had 9 deflections. I mean, those are we're always looking for those double-double, triple-double numbers with the deflections because it's just such a key to your defensive transition and being able to get out, and get into offensive transition. And in our league and teams that we play, we're looking at the numbers. 4 of the top 10 teams in turnovers are in the Big Ten. And we've worked hard for our deflections. The teams in our league don't turn it over much. So we get away. We've got to make sure we don't get away from having active hands, active feet, active mouths, great help side defense. And I'm really impressed just in the short looks that I've taken at VCU how well they handle the ball. So we're going to have to be active there because they're certainly not going to give it to us. But when you can be active and you can start to wear people down a little bit with that pressure, it just fuels our team. Those deflections are like dunks for us. They are. We drew some big charges tonight. Those are huge. Those are like deflections for us. So when we're getting that defensive energy, this team really thrives on that. And that's what we've got to continue to do on Saturday.
Any more questions? All right, thanks, gentlemen.
Thank you.